Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another exciting episode of our podcast, the ultimate audio guide for anyone out there who wants to level up their English skills while diving deep into the absolutely incredible culture, beautiful landscapes, and hidden gems of Taiwan. I'm your host, Alex.
And I am Sophia. Hey there, listeners. Whether you are an Asian English learner trying to get used to real, natural, fast-paced conversations, or a traveler from across the globe looking to understand what makes this beautiful island so special, you are in the perfect place. Honestly, Alex, I am so hyped about today's topic. We are heading all the way to the southern tip of Taiwan.
Oh, you mean the land of endless sunshine, tropical vibes, and some of the most mind-blowing food you will ever taste in your entire life? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, today we are focusing entirely on Pingtung.
Pingtung! Just saying the name makes me want to put on my sunglasses and pack a bag. Well, when most people think of Taiwan, they think of the towering skyscrapers of Taipei or the high-tech hubs. But Pingtung is where you go to truly unwind, touch nature, and experience that rich, authentic southern hospitality.
Exactly. And for our English learners listening today, pay close attention to how Sophia and I chat. We're going to use a lot of common idioms, natural fillers like well, I mean, and honestly, and we will even break down some key vocabulary words as we go along. No scripts, no artificial classroom language, just real English. So, Sophia, where should we start our virtual journey in Pingtung?
Well, honestly, we have to start with the crown jewel of southern Taiwan, the Hengchun and Kenting area. It is absolutely famous for its stunning marine life and breathtaking natural scenery. And the absolute number one spot you cannot miss is the National Museum of Marine Biology and Aquarium. In short, everyone just calls it the Pingtung Ocean Museum, or NMMBA.
Oh, I love that place. Let's pause for a second for a quick vocabulary check. Aquarium. Let's spell that for our listeners. Aquarium. An aquarium is a place where fish and other underwater creatures are kept so that people can go and look at them. It's like a zoo, but completely underwater. And the one in Pingtung is actually the largest marine museum in the entire country of Taiwan.
It really is massive, Alex. You can walk through these giant underwater tunnels, and you have these majestic white whales, beluga whales swimming right over your head. And don't even get me started on the penguins. They are so incredibly cute, waddling around in their icy enclosure. But you know what the absolute coolest thing about the Pingtung Aquarium is? It's something called the overnight stay at the aquarium experience.
Wait, hold on a second. You mean to tell me you can actually sleep inside the museum? Like, right next to the fish tanks?
Yes, totally. It is an incredibly popular, super high-quality, unique experience. You basically get to roll out your sleeping bag right in front of the massive glass panels of the giant kelp forest, or inside the undersea tunnel. Imagine falling asleep while looking up at sharks, rays, and thousands of glowing fish swimming peacefully above you. It's totally magical.
Wow, that sounds like a movie. Night at the museum, but underwater edition. The word unique is great here, guys. UNIQUE. It means being the only one of its kind, unlike anything else. Sleeping next to a giant kelp forest is definitely unique. Speaking of epic views, if you keep driving south down the peninsula, you hit two legendary landmarks, Eluanbi Lighthouse and Longpan Park.
Oh, Eluanbi Lighthouse is an absolute classic. It is literally known as the landmark of the southernmost tip of Taiwan. It's this beautiful, bright white structure standing proud against the deep blue backdrop of the Pacific Ocean and the Bashi Channel. But honestly, just a short drive from there is Longpan Park, which totally stole my heart the first time I visited.
Longpan Park is wild. I mean, the landscape there looks like it belongs on another planet. It has this magnificent limestone collapse cliff terrain. Let's break that down for our English learners. Limestone is a type of rock, and a cliff is a high, steep area of rock, often next to the ocean. Because of heavy rain and erosion over thousands of years, the land literally collapsed downward, creating these dramatic, sweeping views of the rugged coastline below.
It's also an absolute sanctuary for stargazing and watching the sunrise. Because there is almost zero light pollution out there on the edge of the cliffs, if you go there at night, the entire sky is just blanketed with millions of twinkling stars. You can clearly see the Milky Way. Just make sure to hold on to your hats, because the wind out there can be incredibly fierce.
Oh, tell me about it. I almost lost my favorite cap to the ocean winds last time. Now, if you want something a bit more relaxing and down to earth, especially if you love animals, you have to visit the paradise of deer. In Chinese, it's called Lujing. People actually call it the Taiwanese version of Nara, Japan.
I love that place so much. It's an ecological park where you can walk right into the enclosures and have a close-up, interactive experience with these incredibly gentle, beautiful Sika deer. You can buy little cups of sweet potatoes or carrots, and the deer will literally come right up to you, nudging your hand for a snack. And guess what else they have there now, Alex?
Don't tell me. Capybaras?
Yes, capybaras. Those giant, super chill, adorable rodents that just look like they are constantly meditating. You can sit right next to them while they take their baths or munch on grass. They are so relaxed that just watching them instantly cures all your daily stress. Honestly, it's the ultimate therapy.
That is too cute. Let's note the word interactive. Listeners. INTERACTIVE. It means involving communication or direct contact between people, or in this case, between humans and animals. It's not just looking through a fence. It's an interactive experience. Now, moving slightly away from the extreme south, let's talk about a fantastic spot a bit further up the coast, the Dapeng Bay National Scenic Area.
Oh, Dapeng Bay is incredibly fascinating because it's a giant lagoon terrain, and its biggest highlight is definitely the Dapeng Bay Cross-Sea Bridge. It is the very first and only sail-shaped, openable, cable-stayed bridge in all of Taiwan.
Wait, did you say openable? Like, the bridge actually splits open in the middle?
Yes, exactly. On weekends and holidays, they have a special bridge opening show. The entire middle section of the bridge lifts up at a 75-degree angle to let large sailboats and yachts pass through from the ocean into the lagoon. It draws huge crowds of tourists who stand along the waterfront just to watch it happen. And wait, there's a new hotspot in Dapeng Bay that has been completely blowing up on social media lately. It's called the Dongjin Giant Egg.
A giant egg? Like something a dinosaur laid?
Haha, well, not a real egg. It's actually a beautifully designed, dome-shaped architectural pavilion built right over the water at the pier. Because of its unique oval shape, locals lovingly nicknamed it the Giant Egg. During the daytime, it looks super modern and sleek, reflecting the blue sky. But at night, the entire structure illuminates with a spectacular, colorful light show that reflects onto the rippling water. It has become an absolute must-visit destination for photography lovers and couples looking for a romantic evening stroll.
Illuminate. That's a fancy, beautiful word for our vocabulary list. Illuminate. It simply means to light up or to cover something in light. So when the giant egg illuminates at night, it means it shines brightly with gorgeous lights. Now, Sophia, Pingtung isn't just about beaches, oceans, and modern bridges. If we head into Pingtung City and the surrounding urban areas, there is a massive wave of cultural, historical, and architectural revival happening right now.
Oh, absolutely. Let's talk about the cultural heart of Pingtung City, the Shengli Star Village Creative Life Park. This place is an absolute dream for history buffs and hipsters alike. It is actually the most completely preserved Japanese military quarters settlement in the entire country.
Let's look at the word preserve, guys. Preserve. It means to keep something safe from injury, harm, or destruction, and to maintain it in its original old state. So, these old houses were originally built during the Japanese colonial period for military officers, and the government has carefully preserved them, turning them into a massive creative park.
And they did such a spectacular job with it, Alex. Walking through the village feels like taking a time machine back into the past. The traditional wooden architecture, the beautiful tiled roofs, and the quiet courtyard gardens are all intact. But inside these historic buildings, you'll find a vibrant, modern community. There are cozy independent bookstores, artistic cafes, local craft shops, and clothing boutiques where you can even rent traditional outfits to wear while taking photos around the neighborhood. It is incredibly photogenic and full of nostalgia.
Speaking of stunning architecture, we cannot talk about Pingtung City without mentioning the Pingtung County Public Library main library. Now, I know some of our listeners might be thinking, Alex, Sophia, why on earth are you recommending a library on a travel podcast? But trust me, this is not your ordinary, boring library. It has been widely praised as the most beautiful forest library in Taiwan.
It is absolutely gorgeous, honestly. The entire building is literally hidden inside a dense forest of over 1,000 old, towering trees. The architects built this incredible, massive black glass curtain wall facade that reflects the surrounding green trees, creating a seamless synthesis between nature and modern architecture. When you sit inside by the floor-to-ceiling windows to read a book, it feels like you are sitting right in the middle of a peaceful forest, with sunlight filtering through the leaves. It completely redefines what a modern public space can be.
I could honestly spend a whole day there just drinking coffee and reading. It's an architectural masterpiece. And for another massive dose of history mixed with cutting-edge modern design, you have to check out the Pingtung 1936 tobacco culture base. This place is huge. It used to be a massive, bustling industrial tobacco factory established back in 1936 during the Japanese era.
Yes, and instead of tearing down this massive industrial site, Pingtung turned it into a fully immersive heritage museum. What makes it so incredible is that they didn't just clear out the space. They kept all the authentic, massive industrial machinery, the huge processing boilers, and the original tobacco drying rooms exactly where they were. Then, they added stunning digital art, projection mapping, and interactive light displays directly onto the historical equipment. It creates this mind-blowing contrast between raw, gritty industrial history and sleek, modern technology. It's dark, atmospheric, and highly educational.
That sounds absolutely mesmerizing. All right, Sophia. We have explored the oceans, the historic villages, and the modern libraries. but I can hear my stomach growling from all this virtual walking. I think it is time to talk about what might be the single most important part of any trip to Pingtung, the legendary local street food and traditional snacks.
Oh, finally, my favorite part of the show. Pingtung's local food culture is incredibly diverse because different towns and villages across the county have developed their own unique, specialized culinary masterpieces over the decades. Let's start with the undisputed heavyweight champion of Pingtung food, Wanluan pork knuckles.
Oh man, Wanluan pork knuckles are legendary across the entire island of Taiwan. If you tell anyone you are going to Pingtung, the very first thing they will say is, you have to eat the pork knuckles in Wanluan. What makes them so special is the cooking method. They use a highly guarded secret blend of traditional Chinese medicinal herbs and spices to meticulously braise the meat for hours.
And the texture is out of this world. Let's introduce a great food vocabulary word here, chewy or gelatinous. The skin and tendons are incredibly springy, gelatinous, and full of collagen, while the meat remains beautifully tender and savory. It's not greasy at all. And the real magic happens when you dip it into their signature, thick garlic soy sauce. That savory, sweet, punchy garlic kick combined with the rich pork is pure heaven. I mean, people literally drive for hours from Kaohsiung or Tainan just to buy a box of these pork knuckles for dinner.
It is worth every single kilometer of that drive, honestly. Now, if you want something sweet and refreshing to cool down after that rich pork, you have to travel over to Chaozhou Township to try their famous Chaozhou hot and cold ice. Locally, the two most famous rival shops are Alun and Zhenglao Pai.
The concept of hot and cold ice is such a fascinating culinary paradox. Let's explain that word for our learners. A paradox is something that seems to have two opposite features at the same time, making it sound impossible, but it's actually true. In this dessert, the workers place freshly cooked, piping hot ingredients right at the bottom of the bowl. We are talking about hot, meltingly soft taro, chewy sweet potato balls, red beans, and freshly boiled big sticky rice dumplings filled with rich sesame paste. Then, they immediately bury all those hot, gooey ingredients under a mountain of finely crushed shaven ice and drizzle it with a rich brown sugar syrup.
The rule for eating this is super strict, right, Sophia? You absolutely cannot mix it up. If you stir the bowl, the hot ingredients will quickly melt the ice, and the whole thing will turn into a lukewarm soup. You have to gently scoop from the bottom outward, taking a bit of the hot, soft ingredient along with a bit of the crisp, freezing ice on top. That sensational contrast of hot and cold playing around in your mouth simultaneously is an absolute masterpiece of texture.
It is brilliant. Now, let's head over to the coastal fishing town of Donggang for something totally savory and comforting. Donggang meat kueh, or meat rice cake. This is the ultimate, traditional, super rich breakfast for the local fishermen before they head out to sea.
It is incredibly hearty. They take pure rice milk and steam it to create these beautifully smooth, dense, pure white blocks of rice cake, which they call kueh. Then, they slice the rice cake into thick strips, place them in a bowl, and pile on a mountain of local toppings: savory sliced Taiwanese sausage, tender pan-fried pork belly strips, and most importantly, Donggang's prized crispy local specialty dried shrimp.
But the absolute soul of the dish is the broth they pour over it. It's not a thin soup. It's a thick, velvety, rich gravy made by simmering milkfish and pure rice paste together for hours until it's incredibly smooth and full of umami seafood flavor. Eating a warm, savory bowl of this in the morning gives you enough energy to conquer the entire day. It's pure, authentic comfort food.
Speaking of unique local dishes with confusing names, let's talk about Chechen green bean garlic. Now, for our English listeners, when you hear the words green bean garlic, which is a literal translation of its Chinese name, Love Du Swan, you might think, wait, garlic mixed with sweet green beans? That sounds terrifying. But let me reassure you right now, there is absolutely zero garlic in this dish.
Haha, yes, it is a complete misnomer. A misnomer is a name that is wrong or unsuitable for something. It is called green bean garlic purely because of how it looks. They take green beans, peel off their green outer skins, and steam the yellow inner beans until they soften. When these tiny yellow beans split open, they look exactly like crushed cloves of garlic minced up on a cutting board. They cook these peeled beans with rich black-brown sugar water and thicken it with starch to make a sweet, comforting soup, often adding chewy glass noodles, taro balls, or boba. You can eat it hot in the winter or topped with shaved ice in the summer. It's incredibly sweet, aromatic, and comforting.
Phew. I'm glad we cleared that up. No garlic breath from that dessert. And finally, before we leave the local snack category, if you are looking for the perfect sweet souvenir to bring back home from Donggang, you have to buy a few pieces of Donggang double-layered rice cake, known locally as shuanggaorun.
Oh, these are wonderful traditional handmade treats. They are made by taking high-quality, premium, glutinous rice flour paste, layering it carefully with rich, unrefined dark brown sugar, and then steaming it to perfection. The result is this beautiful, distinctive two-layered look: white rice paste on the bottom, rich dark brown sugar on top. The texture is incredibly soft, sticky, and pillowy soft, with a deep, earthy sweetness from the brown sugar that isn't overwhelming at all. It is a true taste of traditional Taiwanese village life.
It goes so incredibly well with a hot cup of oolong tea. All right, Sophia. Now let's talk about where the real action happens when the sun goes down. Taiwan is famous worldwide for its night markets, and Pingtung has an amazing variety of night markets, ranging from everyday food havens to massive, rare weekly block parties. Let's start with the classic Pingtung Minsu Road Night Market.
The Minzu Road Night Market is a total institution in Pingtung City. Unlike some tourist markets, this one operates every single day of the week, and it is the absolute go-to destination for historic, old-school, legendary culinary vendors. In fact, many of these stalls open during the daytime too, so it's a constant hub of eating activity.
If you visit Minzu Road, there are a few absolute legendary shops you must try. First up is the Zhenglao Pai Pingtung meatballs. These are traditional Taiwanese meatballs, but cooked in a very unique southern style. They are first steamed until the rice flour skin is perfectly soft and translucent, and then they are gently placed into a vat of warm, low-temperature oil to give the skin an incredibly smooth, slightly slippery, delicate texture without being deeply fried or greasy. The pork filling inside is incredibly flavorful, and it's served in a sweet, savory pinkish sauce.
Another must-visit stall right next to it is Shangzan meatballs, large intestines, and pink sausage. They specialize in traditional handmade Taiwanese sticky rice sausages stuffed with real peanuts, served alongside their unique pink sausage, which is a traditional pork sausage made with a special blend of spices that give it a distinctive pink hue and a wonderfully soft, meaty bite.
And don't forget Fuji Wonton. Their absolute signature combo is a bowl of fresh, deeply savory sesame paste noodles, mahjong noodles, paired with a side of their famous deep-fried wontons. The wonton skins are fried to an absolute golden, shatteringly crisp perfection, while the pork inside stays super juicy. And to wash it all down, you head over to Wang Chao mushroom meat thick soup for a comforting, velvety bowl of traditional pork and mushroom stew thickened to absolute perfection. It's pure culinary history in one single street.
Now, if you travel all the way down south to the coast, the night market scene completely transforms. Let's talk about the world-famous Kenting Street Night Market. This market also runs every single day, but the vibe here is completely different from the traditional city markets. It is filled with an absolute tropical, vibrant, exotic island resort atmosphere.
Oh, Kenting Street at night is just one giant beach party. The entire main road gets blocked off, turning into a massive pedestrian paradise. The stalls here lean heavily into vacation food. Succulent fresh seafood skewers being grilled over open charcoal flames, flame-torched beef cubes, massive Thai-style banana pancakes, and incredibly unique open-air mobile cocktail trucks. You can literally buy a freshly shaken ice-cold mojito or margarita from a beautifully lit-up van, hear reggae or electronic music blasting from the speakers, and stroll down the street in your shorts and sandals. It is incredibly chill, lively, and fun.
But if you want to experience where the actual locals hang out on the weekend, you have to plan your trip around Sunday night so you can visit the exclusive Hengchun Night Market.
Ah, yes! The Sunday-only Hengchun Night Market. This is what we call a traditional itinerant market, or a mobile trade show style night market. Because it only happens once a week, it is a massive event for the local community. The prices here are much lower than on Kenting Street, and it has a beautiful, retro, nostalgic feel.
It really does, along with amazing local food stalls like sizzling hot steaks on iron plates and crispy sweet potato balls. The Hengchun Night Market is packed with classic, old-school carnival games. You'll see rows of retro pinball machines, balloon shooting games with air rifles, ring-tossing stalls where you can try to win giant stuffed animals, and even traditional clothing and household item vendors. It's loud, it's bustling, and it gives you a raw, unfiltered look into the genuine daily life and community spirit of southern Taiwan.
And if you find yourself in other parts of Pingtung during the week, keep an eye out for the Donggang Night Market, which sets up every Wednesday and Saturday, or the Chaozhou Night Market, which comes alive every Monday and Friday. Just like the Hengchun Market, these are huge, lively, local, community-focused markets packed with incredibly affordable street foods, cheap shopping, and old-school games. They are the perfect places to fully immerse yourself in local culture.
All right, Alex. We have covered so much ground today, but we have intentionally saved the absolute best, most detailed, and most action-packed destination for the grand finale of our episode. Put on your swimsuits, grab your sunscreen, and let's head straight to the ultimate heart of Kenting's beach culture, South Bay, or as everyone beautifully calls it, Nanwan.
Ah, Nanwan. This is truly the ultimate paradise for water sports and beach lovers in Taiwan. Nanwan features an absolutely gorgeous, continuous, 600-meter-long stretch of incredibly fine, sparkling golden sand. What makes it the perfect natural beach is its incredibly gentle, flat slope and the complete absence of dangerous, hidden, sharp coral reefs close to the shore. It is the absolute safest, most accessible, and most popular haven for swimming and playing in the water in all of Kenting. And the infrastructure and facilities there are incredibly advanced and complete.
They really are, Alex. Let's break down the massive array of facilities available at Nanwan into 3 main categories so our listeners know exactly what to expect when they step onto the sand. First up, let's talk about the absolutely mind-blowing variety of rich water and land recreational facilities. Nanwan is literally the single most concentrated hub for water activities in all of Taiwan. The beach is lined with multiple, fully licensed, highly professional, legal water sports operators.
If you are an absolute adrenaline junkie who loves high speed and intense excitement, Nanwan is going to feel like heaven. Let's list out the insane watercraft options they have available. First, you have water motorbikes, commonly known in English as jet skis. You can hop on the back with a professional instructor and blast across the ocean waves at breakneck speeds, spraying cool seawater everywhere. Then there is the classic banana boat, where a group of friends sits on a long yellow inflatable tube being pulled rapidly by a motorboat, trying your absolute best not to flip over when the driver makes a sharp, sudden turn.
Oh, the banana boat is a classic friendship tester? Haha. But they have even wilder modern inflatable rides now, like Popeye, the rocking flyfish, the ocean donut, the Bigfoot, the flying boat, and even something called the ocean gyro. These are all uniquely shaped, heavy-duty inflatable rafts designed to spin, bounce, and literally catch air and fly slightly above the water surface as they are towed across the ocean waves. It is an absolute, non-stop adrenaline rush full of screaming and laughing.
If high-speed screaming isn't really your style, Nanwan also offers wonderful options for exploration and slow-paced relaxation. You can sign up for an outer ocean snorkeling tour. A professional guide will safely transport you via a watercraft out to the pristine, protected coral reef zones slightly further offshore, where you can look down into the crystal-clear turquoise waters and see vibrant coral gardens, sea anemones, and schools of colorful tropical fish. They also have SUP, which stands for stand-up paddleboarding, which has become incredibly popular for people who want a great core workout while peacefully gliding along the smooth ocean surface.
And for the true wave riders, during the autumn and winter seasons when the northeast monsoon winds blow in, creating much larger, powerful waves, Nanwan completely transforms into an absolute sanctuary for surf lovers. You can easily rent surfing boards or bodyboards, also called paban in Chinese, right on the beach, along with hiring experienced local coaches to give you one-on-one surfing lessons.
Even if you don't want to enter the water at all, the land-based leisure equipment rentals are top-notch. The sand is beautifully lined with rows of iconic, brightly colored beach umbrellas. You can rent an umbrella along with comfortable lounge chairs or sunbeds for the day to just sit back, listen to the waves, and read a book in the shade. They also rent out single or double inflatable swim rings for floating lazily near the shore, and you can even borrow beach volleyballs or frisbees to play games with your friends on the soft sand. It is fully equipped for every kind of beach fun imaginable.
Now, let's look at the second major category, which is incredibly important for comfort and practicality: the tourist public service amenities. To make sure your beach day is smooth and completely stress-free, the government and local businesses have set up an excellent infrastructure. First, let's talk about arriving there. There is a large, dedicated public parking lot located right across from the main beach entrance, with clearly organized spaces for massive tour buses, private small cars, and scooters with very reasonable, transparent tiered fee structures.
And once you're done playing in the sand and salt water, You don't have to worry about driving home feeling sticky and uncomfortable. The surrounding area features numerous public and private rinse and shower stations. If you just want to wash the sand off your feet, there are quick outdoor freshwater taps available. But if you want a complete, thorough cleanup, you can use the indoor premium shower facilities. For a very small, flat fee of around 50 NTD, they provide fully enclosed private stalls with piping hot water, complimentary toiletries like body wash and shampoo, and they even offer clean towel rentals and high-powered hair dryers. It's incredibly convenient.
Most importantly, let's talk about safety. Because Nanwan is a highly popular open-sea public area, the Kenting National Park Administration takes safety incredibly seriously. The beach has highly strict, clearly designated swimming zones that are completely separated from the high-speed watercraft takeoff and landing channels by floating safety ropes. Professional, certified lifeguards are permanently stationed on elevated towers along the shoreline, constantly scanning the water and patrolling with jet skis to ensure that everyone stays safe and obeys the water safety regulations. This gives families with small children immense peace of mind.
Absolutely. Safety first, always. And finally, our third category for Nanwan is the incredible array of leisure, dining, and scenic landscape facilities. If you aren't planning on swimming or sunbathing, the landside developments are incredibly beautiful and romantic. Recently, the authorities completely renovated the Nanwan Observation Deck and Sea View Trail. This is a gorgeous, elevated wooden boardwalk wrapped around the hillside, allowing visitors to take a leisurely stroll completely shaded by towering, lush green coconut palm trees, giving you those ultimate, picture-perfect tropical resort views. From the observation deck, you can look down and enjoy a panoramic, uninterrupted view of the entire crescent-shaped Golden Bay, clashing against the deep, brilliant blue ocean.
And as the afternoon slowly fades into evening, the beachfront truly comes alive with its incredible beachside restaurants and open-air bars. Right along the edge of the sand, there are several highly stylish, beautifully designed tropical-themed eateries and Thai-style bistros, such as the famous Wild Kids or Ye Haizi in Chinese. These places feature rustic wooden decor, soft fairy lights, and cozy outdoor seating right next to the beach.
Oh, the vibe at Wild Kids in the evening is unmatched, honestly. You can sit outside, feel the cool evening sea breeze brushing against your face, listen to the gentle ambient music blending with the sound of the crashing waves, and indulge in a spectacular dinner. They serve mouth-watering charcoal barbecue platters, crispy finger foods like French fries and fried chicken wings, fresh wood-fired pizzas, and an incredible selection of signature tropical cocktails, ice-cold draft beers, and refreshing, non-alcoholic fruit smoothies. It is truly the absolute most relaxed, magical, and premium way to wind down your day and experience the legendary night lifestyle of Kenting.
Wow. Just talking about it makes me feel like I am sitting on that deck right now, holding an ice-cold drink and watching the sunset over Nanwan. Pingtung is truly an absolute paradise, from its deep ocean mysteries and rich historical streets to its mind-blowing local delicacies and world-class beach facilities.
It really is, Sophia. And for all our wonderful listeners out there, we hope this massive, detailed guide not only inspired you to book your next vacation straight to Pingtung, but also helped you pick up some fantastic natural English vocabulary, sentence structures, and conversation skills along the way. Remember, learning a language is just like exploring a new destination. It takes time, curiosity, and a lot of practice.
Well said, Alex. Keep practicing, keep listening, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today on this virtual sunshine tour. Until next time, stay curious, keep exploring, and we will see you in our next episode. Bye-bye, everyone.
Goodbye. See you on the beach.